All right, welcome everyone. This is our SNL Bowl Season 4 Media Day. I have my co-host with me, Mamadou. We got Kasem and Shipon from the Smiling Assassins, Jawad and Abdullah from the Winter Soldiers. Mamadou, how you feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, man, it's a good matchup. Two of the best teams in the league. They deserve to be in the finals. They played really well last week, especially against Qasim against second seed in the league. They beat them as an upset, and Jawad obviously was the favorite against Saqib, but he pulled it off as well. They blew him out, so deservedly so. Both teams are in the finals. So we want to thank you everyone for joining today. So to start off, let's get some questions going for everyone, and then we'll go around the room and then ask some questions and go from there. So to begin with, I'm gonna start with Kasim. Kasim, man, last year in Muna, this year in SNL, you're in the finals 2 years in a row.
Crazy.
You had some tough
Alhamdulillah.
seasons before that. What changes did you make to make it to back-to-back finals?
I learned that I don't need to do too much. Just get the ball out of my hand, let the receivers make plays.
Yeah. And I mean, Kasem, you got a stacked roster this year. And I mean, I know you made a trade, during the draft day. But the team you constructed, you guys got speed, size. Um, talk about the team that you built, like this championship caliber team.
Alhamdulillah, people were falling to me during the draft. I got Shaq fourth round. I was surprised he was still there. I thought he was off the board. I was about to pick somebody else. Then when I noticed his name, I had to jump. The trade facilitated that entire thing to happen because we had two third rounders. So I was able to get a rusher and then get Wasi, who was my main target for that third round. And then from there, I just built around Wasi and Shipon and what they're good at.
Jawad, let me go. Let me get to you now. Jawad, you're not new to winning. You won in this league before and the other leagues, so you're not new to it. But what would it mean winning a title with this team when people had a lot of questions about your QB play as well as your teammates? There's a lot of doubts around the league and who you were and who you guys were as a team. What would it mean to you if you were to win this title with this team?
Yeah, I think we got a great team. We've been building towards this all season. Obviously, I didn't win SNL last 2 years. And everybody start talking again, acting like I'm not a winner, and acting like I haven't done nothing in terms of playing the sport. I hear it all, so I was locked in all year, trying to prove myself back at quarterback.
You
So
definitely did that. You had a crazy record and at QB, only two interceptions the whole season. That's insane.
3-3.
Uh, three now, yeah, I guess.
Fake
Uh,
fumble, bro.
Shipon, man, you've been in the finals 3 out of the 4 years in SNL and with three different QBs. Talk about that, man. How are you? How do you keep doing it every year?
I don't know, man. It should have been four, but bro, up there, I want to get sick. But I don't know. I think
Our host towards ACL, bro.
right. Well, I think
It
it just comes
wasn't
down
meant to
to
be.
trust of the QBs, and executing their game plan. Obviously, they know what they're doing. They're the caps, so you got to stick to game plan. Even with Jawad, Ali, Qasim now, they all put together a game plan that myself and the team have to follow, and it got us to the final. So if we keep doing what we did, inshallah, we should blow with the dub.
Keep on going back to the draft day though. Did you think you'd be here with us right now after hearing your
Honestly, I didn't think so. Just because of the what our team looked like at the beginning. I really trusted. I'm just gonna be full honest. But as we played weeks on went on. I seen the chemistry, and then obviously the pickup of Adam, that definitely gave us the boost, and that we can definitely go at a championship run. So and we did. So we got one more game to play.
yeah, and
Piggyback off what Adib said, you
yeah.
draft day, there are sources confirm you had a lot of doubts about your QB and his leadership. Do you still have those doubts today after the season you have had?
I mean, definitely not, bro. I mean, we look where we at. We're in the finals, so I can't have no doubts. Where else would you want to be if not the finals? But definitely excited to see how we pull off this win.
No, and I think people, they need to stop underestimating Kasim.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Kasim proved it in the offseason,
Yeah.
proven it this year that, he can lead a team and maybe, don't give him a high pick every time. But I want
I
to
can't play defense. I can't play defense.
I want to ask Jawad. I want to go back to asking Jawad the question. And Abdullah, I still see you. We'll get to you here in a bit. Jawad, you did say you want to, put a big emphasis on this season, but like, what's been the journey like this season with this team? Like the good, the bad. What? Talk about the team overall.
I mean, even though we had a good record overall, I feel like there was a lot of ups and downs throughout the season. And this is my first year, I think my first year at quarterback without Shipon, right? Or yeah. So that was one of the challenges, obviously, like having new faces. It's a completely different team, different dynamic. So, it took all 10 games to figure out like our strengths. And I think the last two games of the regular season, we figured out what we were best at, and we went into the playoffs with that approach.
Yeah, and Abdullah seems to be like kind of like that identity you guys had as far as defense, and setting that tone. Abdullah, you're like, the number one rated corner by our metrics. Talk about that role you took on this year.
So for me, I basically like at the start of this season, I told Joel, I'm like, look, you need me for anything, I can do it, right? At first, he didn't believe me. Like I know he didn't believe me, but I was like, bro, just trust me. If you need a blocker, put me as blocker. You need a rusher, put me as rusher. You need someone to guard the hardest man, put me on the hardest man. You need a receiver, you need what's it called? You need me to mouse somebody, just throw the ball. And it took them a while to believe it. And then they finally believed it. And then last week, I told them as soon as I found out they were doing man, I was like, look, if anybody's doing man on me, just throw me the ball. All right. It took him a second to believe in me. But as soon as he saw it, he just started throwing me the ball. So it's like, I know it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like Joed was one of the few people that I wanted to join, like during draft day. And when I found out I got him, I got happy. So no complaints here, alhamdulillah. There's just been a lot of growth in the past, well, like 11 games. So,
Going off what Adib said, you've been checking the best receiver on the opposing team the whole year. Can we expect the same this weekend? And what are some of the challenges Shipon will bring to the table?
Hey, bro,
you,
let's play
you guys,
zone,
you
bro.
guys might not like this answer, but Chimpon isn't the hardest to guard in that team.
Mm-mm.
Whoa. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I
That's
was,
good because I know you're not taking me, so it's fine.
I checked you before. It was during the Muna. It was fine. You are
Yeah.
not hard to guard.
Don't get suspended, bro.
No, for me, I think the hardest person to guard in y'all team in man to man is Shaq. Gotta be Shaq. He's the most physical and like quick. He's like the most physically talented and like athletic too. So it's like he's the hardest to guard. If he beats someone, that's it. It's over. But I also have the most fun with him. Shapon is just he just knows how to do like quick routes, and Qasim loves those quick routes. I know Qasim loves those quick dump offs. That's why it's like it was a beautiful pair for you two. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm guarding Shapon this time.
You should, bro. It'll be fun.
It's gonna be boring, bro. Trust. You're gonna take two steps and I'm gonna be there waiting for it. It ain't worth it.
I mean, I think, I think the crowd already knows who's going to be guarding Sheepon. We saw it in the previous matchup. But Abdullah, who was the hardest to guard during the regular season? Who gave you the most fits?
You know, the funniest part, the hardest to guard had to be Josh, because Josh, he's so unpredictable because he's just having fun on the field, and it's so funny to me because like he doesn't do normal routes. He just finds an opening, he'll go to it. Even halfway through, he'll change his mind. So that's why I have to keep a good distance on him, and I have to make sure I don't like read it too early, or else I'm gonna make a mistake.
Yeah.
Going to Kasim and Jawad as QBs. I know Kasim, your go-to guy is Shipon. Jawad, your go-to guy has been Masum this season. As far as like the numbers goes. But who is that one person you need this week to step up for your team to have success?
Joel, do you want to start?
Go ahead, bro.
In my opinion, it would be I think the fourth or fifth receiver. They are missing Noman, so whoever that fourth receiver, probably Shaq or Adam, maybe Zubair. they have to eat. We already know that Shipon's gonna get his, Watts is gonna get his. It's just the next man up to dominate where the openings are available.
I think I mean I never go into a game trying to target one person. I try to take, what the defense gives. So um I feel like everyone got to step up. I don't have a specific person. I think everyone got to step up. They're a deep team, so it's gonna take all of us on the offensive side to step up in order to win and outscore them.
Everybody on lock, bro. You ready?
I mean,
We'll see.
we're talking about, these matchups and stuff, but we also got to look at the mental aspect of the game. Jod, Mamadou said you're not new to this, right? You've been on this stage before. Kasem, you were there recently, you're here now. What kind of preparation, what goes into championship week?
Very important not to start changing what has been working for you and what you've been building upon the whole season. We saw that last week with Ali, and then the week before with Ahmed and Adib, where their offenses were non-existent almost. You've never seen Ali in a playoff game only throw 2 touchdowns, score 13 points. But because they started moving away from what they were good at, uh, they started scoring less. People were in the wrong spots, and we took advantage of that because we knew it was going to happen. Uh, if it does happen this week, well, we're prepared for it. Otherwise, we have our game plan.
Yeah, I think going off what Kasim said, I always try to use the regular season to find out, the strengths of our team. So that's you use the regular season to try things out, and you find your strengths, and then you go into the playoffs and go play with your strengths. You don't try new things out. So yeah.
Yeah, going of what you just said, Jawad, you guys been playing. I mean, you guys tried zone, and the man defense has been your best defense. So having facing a team like Kasim, who has 4 or 5 good options on offense, how hard is it to stop an offense that has literally like 5, 6 receivers that anybody could go off any given day?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because one through seven on the field, they're all skilled, and the way Kasim been playing, like there's literally no weakness on the offensive side. So it's gonna take all of us to step up, and we're gonna be down Numan. So someone on our team has to step up and lock up.
Yeah, one of the bigger challenges Kasem, gives to defenses is his play designs. Like Kasem, there's something that a lot of people noticed this year is your creative play designs, your play call. What are you thinking of when you kind of, design these plays or when you call these plays? Because it is very creative and a lot of people notice it.
It always depends on what I'm seeing on the field. Sometimes I see gaps. Certain players that have certain tendencies that I've seen from their previous games. They might bite too far this way. They might go this way more often than not. And we just build off that and see how they readjust and what they do in game. If I notice somebody biting on the slants, I throw a couple slants, make sure they get close, and I hit behind them. Or if I see someone backing up, I hit in front of them. It always depends on what the defense offers, what they offer me.
Are you drawing up plays, specific plays for specific players like the wide receiver one? Do you have certain plays for him only, and then, or are you going based off like progressions? Reading through the defense.
So it's always sheep on first. Every play design, we're in the middle of the game, it goes sheep on first, and then it develops after that throughout progression 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go to the other side. Or sometimes I might switch to the other side early after sheep on doesn't run the correct route or the defense keys up to it. I go to the other side quick and then find something there.
Now, Shipon, you're obviously the first read for your quarterback, and you had a great season as well. Uh, talk about how it was like playing with Kasem, as well as the teammates that you've had. Tell me about the offensive experience you've had this year compared to maybe with Ali and Jawad.
I mean, it was definitely different, because Qasim has a different play style than, Ali and Jawad. Qasim is like you mentioned, his plays call are on the go. Whatever he sees, he'll call it out and tell you to do that. And then, like they mentioned earlier, our team is very deep, so that obviously, opens up more things for me and makes it easier for me to get open because the defense isn't just focused on me. They have other people that need to they need to defend as well. So definitely, our team made it easier for me to dominate. And then Kasim, obviously, his play calling been great all season. That's why we're in the finals. So it's definitely been good experience and very different than what I was used to before.
And you're very familiar with Jawad, you know how he plays, you know what he likes to do. What's your plan defensively, without giving, everything away? What's your plan defensively to stop Jawad?
I mean, our defense will be like just to stop his runs. Obviously those are very critical, and then he's obviously one of the best running QBs that we have in the league. So definitely just on our rushers to put pressure on him and stop those runs. And then obviously me at safety just to watch for the deep throws. So definitely gonna be fun.
Going off what you just said, you think he is more of a threat in the run game or more passing game?
I mean, with the team he has right now, I think it's more so of like running than passing. I'm not too scared of his receivers, honestly. I mean, obviously they had a good season, but I don't see anybody as a big threat or like where we have to put 2 3 guys on them. Our main focus. I think he takes that just the team he has right now. So definitely his running game than more than passing.
Abdullah, I'm gonna come to you now. Sometimes your involvement in the offense is not as much as the other receivers. But how do you stay like focused on defense despite not getting the ball as many catch on offense that other receivers do on your team?
So something I realized about our team, a lot of people on my team can catch. A lot of people can score, right? They proved that in the season. I noticed a lot that as long as I can keep the team functioning, that's fine, right? So it's like a lot of times you'll see me taking a few couple threats, right? If I go down the end zone, you'll see like 1 or 2 people chasing me, and then someone goes to the opening, right? So it's like it'll be times when I'm like I'll be a decoy, and I don't mind, right? Because like Mazum would get a touchdown, Hans would get a touchdown, someone would get a touchdown real quick soon after that. So it doesn't matter for me as much, right? And then I got to a point where I trust Jawad. If Jawad sees me with the opportunity, he'll give me the ball, right? It's not like I'm feeding for the ball and I want the ball every single time. It's not like that for me. As long as the team is functioning and the ball is getting to the touchdown, I'm cool with it.
Jawad, how much confidence do you have in Abdullah when it comes to like those jump balls? I know you throw them a lot to him. You have other options as well, Hans. But talk about your confidence in him to like come down with it.
Yeah, that was one of the things, I learned early. I think first week I threw him a jump ball, and then the way he jumped and grabbed the ball, I was like, this is something I got to use as a weapon as the season goes. So try to utilize it a lot in the 2 pointers. I probably don't use it as much as I can, but yeah, I saw in the playoffs how he stepped up.
For sure.
Yeah, we witnessed what Abdullah is capable of last week in that game against the Sharks. Yeah. Now, Abdullah, I know you were with Qasim in the off season. I know we talked a few times about Qasim's play. What do you think of your ex-quarterback now and his play right now?
Um, so I'm gonna just say this. It's funny too because Qasim was the first person who gave me a chance last year in the Summer Muna. So it's like poetic now that I'm versing him in the finals. It's kind of funny with that. Um, the thing about Qasim, he doesn't change too much. Like in a sense, like he plays very similar in his like in the way he grows. So it's not like anything that I'm too afraid of. But I'm not gonna lie, the team that I was most, I don't want to say quote unquote afraid of to verse, but the most worried was Qasim's team because he's the most unpredictable anytime you verse him. I think you guys have seen it like yourselves. Anytime you verse him in Muna, SNL, he's always unpredictable. So he's like the most wild card. So I do have that respect for him, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be easy win for him at all. All right. And I'm gonna keep that in mind.
What's the
Yvonne, going back to you, I want to ask you a question. You picked up your form last year's QB. Can we expect the same this week for you to pick up Jawad?
I got a good feeling I'll pick him off. If he actually throws and not just runs, I got something for you too, bro.
I threw the most touchdowns in the league, bro.
All right, that's cool. But I only played you once this season, so it's gonna be different. It's a
This is
final, we both won it, so let's see.
Nah, it's gonna be a great games, Monitor.
Yeah,
You want to talk about some predictions or what we
yeah.
think the score's gonna be?
Before we go into that, I want to ask all the guests, what are the keys that would lead to win this week for your team or for yourself even? You guys can start off one at a time and just go around the
I
room.
Uh,
feel like we have to set the tone on defense. If we lock them up and get that momentum on the defensive side, I think offense will take care of itself. We've seen that throughout the season. I feel like we had a good offense, even though we had a lot of missed opportunities. So I think it starts on the defense side.
Defense wins championships. It's been the same thing for years now. Every best defense wins the league most of the time.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
I think
important.
they kind of set it, but obviously we have to play our best defense against them, and then contain their run game and watch out for the pass as well. And if we do that, I'm not too worried about the offense. I think we have enough weapons. Even if they lock down me, Wasi, or whoever, we have enough to share the ball and get the job done on the offense side.
Yeah, I think we'll perform very well. I think in terms of offense, I don't think that's too much of an issue. I think the defense part is going to play a lot, right? Because if any one of us screws up, that's like a free touchdown. So it's like we're going to heavily focus on matches, right? We're going to try to create as much mismatches for you guys as possible, right? Who matches who knows, right? But that's the goal going into this, trying to take up as much of their weaknesses as possible.
Now, Palmer, what do you think of what do you think the no, I don't want
It's
to don't
it's
give
a hard,
don't give your winner, but
yeah. The
I mean,
score.
we're all expecting a great game. I guess we could just kind of, let's say you want to give the spread or what? What do you want to do?
No, man, I don't. This is gonna be a close game, I think, because like I said, both teams they know their strength. They play to their strength. They do not fall for other teams. Whatever the other team's doing, they still go to their strength all the time. So you seen that last week as well. So I honestly think it's gonna go to like the wire. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna matter to who makes the play more plays. On whatever the defense, like they both said, defense wins championships. So it's going to come down to defense making one more stop, compared to the other teams. So I think it's going to be a very close game. What do you think?
I said it's what the number one scoring option, I mean, number one scoring offense, number one defense, the number three offense, the number two defense, and number three
Yep.
defense. So, and both teams are, they're battle tested.
Mhm.
Both teams had a rough playoff journey. Um, Veterans on both sides of the game. This is going to be a good game. I don't, I'm not expecting a blowout like the last, well, every year has been a blowout. So, hoping for a good game. Um, yeah, this should be great. I'm ready.
Who you think winning though? And then you have to prediction, bro. Come on. Say on the camera.
All right, Monitor, who you got winning?
Oh man, this is tough. Um, uh, I don't know, but I think, like I said, it's going to be a close game. So it's gonna come down to who makes one extra play, and I think um, Jawad's leg's gonna come into play a lot more than people think this game, especially because it's very hard to stop. You could have the best defense in the world. Those like run plays are hard to stop if you don't have it like contained properly. So, and then like I said, Kasim's team, they have Shipon, they have, Adam, they have Wasi. Those guys can go off anytime. They had done it the whole season. It's not new. So it's like, it's a hit or miss. I honestly can't predict one team to just win like this. Like I said, it's gonna be one score game. I don't know which way it goes, but it's just gonna be, I think it's a one score game, pretty much.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to choose, which team's gonna win, but Casam's, their defense, man, they're just so fast and they got height everywhere. Can definitely give Jawad trouble. And their defense been stout all playoff. What they did to Area 51 and against Ali. And I mean it's very possible that they replicate that kind of performance against Jawad. I still think it's going to be close, but Jawad may be shorthanded this week. But maybe
Yep.
if I was to choose, if you're gonna ask me, I'll go with Kasim and Sheep one this week.
You got it, bro.
All right, Shipar,
Did
man.
y'all
Quick
hate me
question
about
for you.
this
Quick
Phillies
question for you.
already?
What would it mean for you to win against Jawad?
I mean, it'll be good. I mean, it'll be a good feeling, definitely. I feel like, um, I can talk shit to him, and then, I'll give him a bragging rights for sure. So it'll be a fun game. So, what about you, bro? What would it mean to win against me?
I'm facing the smiling assassin. I'm not worried about one player, bro.
Man, watch out, bro.
PR answer.
Uh,
No, it's gonna be a fun matchup. It's gonna be a fun game, so should be exciting.
Former QBs, former receivers going against each other. We're hoping to see a good matchup this Saturday. We want to thank everyone for joining us, for your time today as well. And hopefully we see a good game and may the best team win, man. Thank you so much.